1, go.
Hi, I'm Professor McCubbin. This is SIU Law. I am a senior member of the faculty. I've been here 17 years. I teach administrative law and environmental law. I also help with bar prep and academic success. And I love SIU Law. I particularly love our small size because I really get to know my students and really help them in a variety of ways, and that's what we're going to talk about today.
Hi, I'm...
Oh yeah, you got to introduce you guys. Sorry, man.
I'm Frankie Carval. I'm currently a 2L, going to be a 3L at SIU Law. I graduated from Austin Peay State University with a bachelor's in communications. I am the vice president of the Hispanic Law Student Association, and I am currently the 2L representative for the Student Bar Association.
My name's Tanner Gadley. I'm from Milton, Wisconsin. I graduated from UW-Platteville with a history and political science degree, and I am also a current 2L.
And my name's Peter Sue. I'm from Champaign, Illinois. I did my undergrad there as well at the University of Illinois. I got my degree in natural resources and environmental science. And yeah, I am on the Journal of Legal Medicine. I hope to be the next president of the Environmental Law Club. Hot election coming up soon. And
Nobody else wants to do it.
I'm also the treasurer of the Hispanic Student Law Association. And I've been very fortunate to have Professor McCubbin in 2 different classes. I had her for environmental law with Tanner last semester, and all 3 of us are currently in administrative law. And I've just had a great experience working with Professor McCubbin.
I have as well. I think she's very good about meeting with students one-on-one and taking that time. I'm from a very small town, always had very small class sizes. I went to a very small university for my undergrad, so I needed a law school where I could always walk in and talk to the professors. And at SIU, every time I walked into the professor's office, they've always dropped what they're doing and met with me, no matter what was going on. They've never once said, I'm too busy, or I don't have time for you. They are very focused on the student success. Mm-hmm.
I mean, recently, I always email McCubbin, just randomly, but I always phrase it in the worst way possible, like crisis
She
mode.
freaked me out, yeah.
And I emailed her and I was like, legal issue or something. That was like the subject or something.
Yeah, like important legal issue, or I don't know. Like.
And I was like, hey, like I need to meet with you. Can you spare 10 minutes before class? Like, I just have like a legal situation going on, and she's like, okay.
I'm like, are you getting arrested?
Like,
And I'm like, what is this about?
But she made time. The point is, she made time. She made the 10 minutes.
Also, you were not getting arrested.
I wasn't getting arrested. It was a small little neighbor dispute. But she gave me legal advice. So, I mean, the door's always open. I mean, most of the time, the door's literally always open. So you don't even need to knock and open the door.
Yeah,
pretty much just say
technically
hi.
we have, technically the profs have office hours, and, I mean, it means nothing. You just walk in. I mean, it's nothing. And what's interesting about this is that we work with students on jobs and internships, and we might want to talk about that, and we work with you guys on writing, we work with you guys on bar prep and bar courses, but we also just get to know so many of the students. I only teach upper level people. I only teach 2Ls and 3Ls, but I know people. I knew you in your first year. I mean, it's a small school, and so we get those relationships going. So, go ahead.
Yeah, you were the first professor I actually ever met.
Yeah, that's right.
So I met Professor McCubbin before I even decided to come to SIU Law, and I went into her office and we were sitting down chatting, and Professor McCubbin was very brutally honest with things that I should do.
Here. Yeah.
I still came here. Oh, absolutely. About things I should do, and I found that very refreshing. I think especially in law school, a lot of times people are going to tell you a lot of different things, maybe fill your head with smoke, and I thought that you were always very straightforward, very realistic, and I've really appreciated that.
I mean, it's true. We had non-delegation document. We had those memos due.
So all 3 of you wrote memos in our class.
And I was sick during the first part of it, and I was really stressed because I was like, I don't really know what's going on. So I was working on the paper, but I went to meet with her. I met with you like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And there was this one part I was really stuck on. I was like, this just does not make sense to me. I do not understand how I'm supposed to write this. And she literally had me, she would ask me, okay, so if you were to describe it to me, or like, in that sense, how would you say it? And then, I just spoke it out loud. She goes, okay, there you go.
Just write that.
Yeah.
Or if it sounded bad, she's like, do you see one that doesn't sound good? Like, and I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds really bad. Thank you. I'll make a note of that.
So I'm both honest about the good stuff, but also the bad stuff. I mean,
Which is good. I think professors need to do that. And
True.
you met with our entire class, 30 of 40 people, all one-on-one.
I did.
Yeah.
The administrative law class. Yeah, but we did it also
In environmental law, with
Exactly.
Peter and I met with you several times. We had 3 big papers throughout the whole semester, and you spent a lot of time with each of us on those papers, which is something you don't get at big law schools.
Yeah.
Because you don't have those small classes.
Yeah, but it was actually super fun for me. It was
It was
really
very
fun.
good class.
You guys are smart. You're interesting. You're ish. You're just interesting people. So it's fun, but it's also meaningful. It's helping people. You can just see that you guys are going to be great lawyers or whatever you want to do out there. But I help. I'm like, oh, neat.
One thing that I really appreciate is how specific you get with our writing, because I mean it's every little comma,
literally comma,
literally
Right,
comma.
right.
I mean little typos, and I guess one thing that maybe I didn't realize is how important that is in the real world.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's big.
I mean, I think, and that's what I
Right.
say in class. I'm like, I think it's the single most important thing because it affects your credibility with judges, with employers. I mean, if your paper looks sloppy, I think you're dead. I think your credibility goes down. So
Word
I'm
of
like,
advice from
yeah, exactly.
You're
Again,
dead.
kind of tell it like it is. I'm like, you're dead.
Yeah,
So we've talked a little bit about writing. I help students a fair amount with jobs or internships, and Tanner, you and I are doing this right now.
We met early last semester and started looking at other alumni in Wisconsin from SIU, because I want to work in Wisconsin, and you guys have been great about getting me looking in Wisconsin for jobs, even though you guys mainly focus on Missouri and Illinois, which I really appreciate.
Yeah.
And it's very good. It's still an ongoing process, but
yes, finding a job is not the easiest thing in the world.
not for lack of trying anyway, right?
Exactly,
And,
exactly. Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get there. But yeah, it's been a great experience, and I really appreciate the help of you guys going out of your way to help me look in Wisconsin.
Yeah, and our alumni people, Paula Bassler, she has helped us. She's got the resources, and those alumni connections are a symbol of how the people who come to this school value this school, and they're 5 years out, and they'll be like, sure, I'll help a student at the school still.
Yeah, specifically, you put me in contact with some people at the Environmental Appeals Board in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're all over the place.
Yeah, and that is, I mean, I assume our audience knows this, but we have alums in, I think, like 48 states or something like that, and, so we can put you in contact with a lot of different people, a lot of different places, and it doesn't always, I mean, it's a numbers game. It doesn't always
It's a
work
numbers
out.
game, yes,
but
that's it.
Competitive spot.
it's exactly, it's very competitive. And we've talked about writing a little bit.
Bar prep.
Bar prep, yeah. Well, bar courses. Do you want to
Bar
talk about
course-
that?
oh, yeah,
Do you want to
bar
talk about that a little? Which is
Well-
kind of related, but
In our administrative law class that Peter and Tanner are in with me, what was it, like we took like 15, 20 minutes?
yeah,
Almost half an hour,
almost half
actually.
an hour. It ended up being about half an hour.
Discussing-
And this was just this past Monday or
Monday.
something like that. Yeah.
What classes that we really should be thinking about taking going in our 3L year. If we haven't taken these, these are what you need to focus on because this is heavy on the bar. You took the time to talk about that, and that's really important because sometimes you just go through your day, your week, and you're not always thinking about that until it's last minute, and you're like, okay, we got to sign up for classes.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I hope I could get fit in here, but now
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. Now
Yeah.
I'm already planning that out.
And you prioritized it. So
I
these
did.
classes are most important,
again,
and these are good to have,
Yeah.
but lower priority,
Yeah.
which is good because
Again,
you
kind
cannot
of
fit
like
every
the
class
honest
you
thing,
want.
like, don't bother
Sure.
taking that
Yeah.
class, like, you can't, well, because you can't.
You can't fit
You
everything.
just said it about your class.
It'd be nice to
for
take
3L.
everything.
I did. There are certain courses that you have to take if you're going to have a better chance at the bar. The other thing I said in class, and I truly believe this, anybody in this building can pass the bar. Anybody can pass the bar. It's a matter of what courses you take and your work ethic. And you guys certainly have it. I have no doubt about you. But,
One thing to go along with work ethic, I think one advantage that SIU has, at least for me personally, is that since I get to know all my professors and stuff, if I make a mistake in class or if I don't put enough time and effort into a paper I'm writing or something, I am personally
Oh,
embarrassed.
oh.
I'm personally embarrassed and shamed by my professor, and that's a strong motivating factor for me. Because if
I
if I
completely
was in
agree.
like a 200-person class,
detached.
Oh yeah, I mean, I
who
wouldn't even know
cares?
who you were if
Yeah.
it was a big school.
But they know
Yeah.
you. They're like, oh, you missed that question.
Yeah, oh yeah. They call you back
Boy,
even
that's
after
actually like
midterms.
you when you were in the beginning of the semester. You were sick or something,
Yeah.
but I didn't know that, and you were absent. I actually
She
emailed you. I was like,
reached out
so what's
and emailed
up?
me, and she's like, "What's going on?" And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh no, I'm sick. Like, full
Yeah,
watch."
yeah.
Then she was helpful. Recorded the class.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I missed a beat. So
Mhm.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
really, really, really.
Yeah, and you called me back after last semester ended to talk about my environmental law paper. 'Cause
In a good,
good way, yeah, very good way.
Yeah. You know, it's just special here. We are. I think the profs and the students have good relationships. I think you guys have
No, definitely.
good relationships.
Very good class.
Yeah.
Too close.
I think maybe I shouldn't say this on Facebook Live, but I almost never lock my carrel in the library, and just
Oh,
I left
that's
my
interesting.
laptop there for 2 days.
That's interesting, actually. So, you know, maybe a little off topic, but I basically never close my door. And I have colleagues from across campus in other units, and they'll come over and they'll meet with me, and we'll walk out of my office, and they're like, "Well, don't you have to close the door?" I'm like, "No, not
We're okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're okay. You know, maybe not at 9 o'clock at night, but we're cool."
It's true.
I mean, I think we've talked about jobs, we've talked about writing a bit, we've talked about bar prep to some degree. The school's quite extensive on that, so I think we're.
So we have one last question for you guys. If you had a piece of advice for a prospective student, what would you tell them?
You want me to start?
You go first. You can go first. Yeah.
I would just say don't be afraid to put yourself out there and to try. I think sometimes I was a little intimidated coming here thinking that, you know, I wouldn't be good enough for this or that.
Oh, yeah.
And I just, you know, I put myself out there, I tried a little bit, and I was lucky enough to write on to the Journal of Legal Medicine, and Professor McCubbin has really helped me with my articles for that. So just try.
I think mine would be, perspective. But your first 2 weeks of law school, you come in, you know, it is intimidating, like Peter said. It really is. You come in, you're like, especially for me, because one, I didn't have a major or anything in political science. Like, communications and broadcasting, nothing to do with law. So I was just like, I don't know what's going on. But don't be afraid to, you know, not understand something and go to a professor and ask them, because they want to help you. And honestly, that's when you start making those relationships, because that's when I started making those relationships. And I think you'd rather feel dumb in the beginning and go ask the question than later this semester feel more dumb when you get your exam grade back. So it's better to go seek the help before it gets like too late, you know. So.
At 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks is very intimidating, but I think the school did a good job with the orientation, and all the professors come out and they all introduce them all, and you get a lot of time to interact with their students. And I would say very important to not judge people on your first impressions of your professors.
But it's interesting, actually, because there's a consistent theme. The consistent theme is kind of, first of all, law school is intimidating. Even at this school, law school's hard, law school's intimidating, but the consistent theme is be open, be willing to expand your horizons a little bit, but also be willing to admit your mistakes.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Humbling experience.
Yeah, it's
Very,
pretty
very
humbling.
humbling.
But the key is that we here, and maybe other schools too, but we are extremely focused on, from the moment you arrive, you are going to succeed, and we are very big on those relationships that help you do that from orientation
From
forward.
day one.
From day one.
Day one.
And from, you know, the first day of class and on. My piece of advice would be how to choose a school. And there's a number of factors about that, you know, your own priorities. But the one thing I always tell people is you got to watch the pocketbook. Because if you come out of law school with $160,000 worth of debt, you can't take the public defender's job. You can't take even a job at the Environmental Appeals Board because you're not making enough money. So you have to be careful about the trade-off between where you might want to be in theory versus what you can actually afford.
Right. I agree.
Thank you so much. We love SIU Law. We hope you will too. Check out our webpage at law.siu.edu and let us know if you have any questions. Thanks. Bye-bye.